Hello and welcome back to NDI Central Live, webcasting to you from the NewTek booth at NAB 2018. We're here at the South Hall of the Las Vegas Convention Center. We're here for the rest of the day today and all day tomorrow as well. Well, we have another treat for you Macintosh users out there who are producing. We have Pierre Chevalier, the CTO of Softron Media Services. Welcome.
Hi. Hi,
Good
Rex.
to see you today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, tell us first about Softron Media.
Well, Softron has been providing Mac-based broadcast solutions since now about, well, the company exists in 35 years. It didn't always do a broadcast since that time, but we started in the 1990s to offer software for radio first, because at the time it was not possible to play video on a Mac. So we did radio software, and then we moved to a TV station. So we offered a solution to broadcast. So playing out, we had different kinds of solutions for TV channels, really for scheduling the play out, and then we went on and offered recording solutions. So it's really a long process. We've been existing since a while, so we now have a large panel of different solutions.
Okay, and tell us about some of the products that you create.
So we have different, as I said, it ranges from the ingest up to the playout. So it goes from MovieRecorder, which is an ingest application, I'll tell a bit more later. And we have also, so that helps you recording, of course, on the Mac. And we have on the video, our playout application that you can use either for live show. So it's a simple playlist. You drag and drop your clips, start playing, and it can be used for news production. But we also are able to do a scheduled playout. Okay. So we have TV stations that use our software in order to play their 24/7 schedule.
I see.
And then you can add graphics, because we have on the SCG, which is a character generator, so you can add live graphics on top of that. That can be either to overlay graphics on your TV channel, or for a live show you can send that to a production switcher, fill in key, and use that for a live show. And we also have a replay system. So we even can do replays. We have inputs and instant replay for sports, where you can basically see something happening, go back in time, and start playing. So it's really software on a Mac. We try to do simple solutions. So trying to make it as easy as possible to use for our users, because we know we target mainly local TV stations that don't especially have the time to train the people that come. You know that problematic. You have somebody that gets in. You don't have 3 days to train him on a software, so they need to be quick, and that's what we're trying to address, both in that direction, so for the people that use, but also for the technical director, because we know that a lot of people are using the Mac for editing, and then what we're offering is that they can stay on the Mac to be recording as well, and for the playout, so they can have a whole solution. They don't have to learn another solution, and really all the production is done on the Mac, from the recording, editing, and playing out.
Very good. So, and it also plays a part in kind of a multi-platform setup, so you can feed that output into a TriCaster, for instance, or other system.
Yeah, so we can use it with the NDI output that we can provide. Then with a TriCaster, you can play from our application on the video or on the SCG, and of our player application has that. Send that over in NDI to a TriCaster, and that's really making the thing even easier. So you know that's something we've tried since the beginning. Yeah, you're on the Mac, so you have to be careful with the user interface and so on. So and make it the ease of use. And with NDI, it's making things even easier, because you connect network to the Ethernet connection of your Mac, and if it's the same network then the TriCaster can simply send out with fill and key. How easier can it be?
What kind of an impact has that NDI had on your users, on your customers?
Yeah, so it's just, as I said, it's making their life really easier. I think there's space for all the different ways of transmitting video. SDI will be there for a long time. It's really nice for some users, and it's really good. And all the other network video over IP, SMPT 2022, 2110. it's all different kind of uses, but what we like about NDI is really, and I think it's well known now, it's that it's using a standard video network. You don't need to have 10 gig connections.
Right.
You can use a simple 1 gig connection or even Wi-Fi if your Wi-Fi is decent. But yeah, it's making the life easier. That's really what changed for our users, not having to worry about connecting SDI cables and being able to either with our Play application send the signal they play through the network to any computer, any solution, TriCaster, or anything on the network. No routing, no cabling, or receive from the network any NDI source that would be there. Again, no routing, so it makes, yeah,
how are your customers receiving the NDI idea, the concept? I mean, what kind of reaction are you getting from your users on it?
Well, it's pretty good reactions. Sometimes we have to explain that's something because it's going from SDI cabling to IP, so we have to explain also what is transiting, and we have the question I'm sure you have about the compression. Some people say, yeah, but it's compressed, because of course you cannot go over a 1 gig connection and that many channels without compressing. So that's the main concern and question we have. Say, oh, what about the quality?
Right.
But what we've seen is that the quality is really, really good. We have
but
no
once they
complaint.
experience it, once they see it,
yeah,
they accept
exactly. They accept it. They see that the quality is really good. Of course, it's not uncompressed, but yeah, for producing news for a lot of different cases, it's really great.
So let's talk about MovieRecorder.
Yes. So MovieRecorder, as I said, is our ingest application. And so it's an ingest application that is really easy to use and that can retrieve multiple inputs on the Mac. So either with SDI, multiple PCI inputs, and we can retrieve and we can support up to 16 HD inputs on a single iMac Pro.
And what are we seeing here?
So that's exactly the 16 inputs. That's the user interface of MovieRecorder, where you see on the left-hand side the list of sources.
Okay.
And those sources, you can then assign them to the viewers, different viewers. And we have here the 16 inputs on a single Mac.
Wow.
So that's with that iMac Pro that has been released in December. We are really excited because that's what allowed us, both because of the CPU that is much more powerful, but also Thunderbolt 3 connections that allows us to do that. And those iMac Pros are also very nice for NDI because they have a 10 gig connection. So that allows to do even more, because I said you can do over 1 gig connection, but of course at one point of time there'll be a limit, and especially if you're working with 4K workflows, that's where 10 gig would be really more useful.
So how are people using MovieRecorder now?
In very different ways. They can be one of the most well-known use of MovieRecorder is using the feature that is edit-while-ingest, or growing files, which allow you to start recording and immediately import the file while it's still being recorded, to import that in your editing solution. So you can import that in Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere, and we have just announced at this NAB that we can also do growing files in Avid Media Composer, which we're not able to do. So we can basically any editing station now, you can start recording, import your file, start editing, which is useful for sports. So if you have a sport, as soon as the match starts, start recording.
Highlight reels.
Highlights are ready at the end of the football match. So that's one use. Or we also have scheduled recording. So we have some customers that use that to record every Sunday. They have something they need to record. We can even control a video router in order to make sure that they receive the same the good signal input. So we have real different kind of use for MovieRecorder.
Fantastic. So what do you see as the future of IP for Softtron?
Well, I think, as I said, SDI will be there for a while because it's been there. There's a lot of installation, and I think it's a good protocol too. But IP really brings a lot of it's a lot easier
Yeah.
to implement because you don't have to think about routing. You can have a simple connection getting to your Mac, either 1 gig or 10 gig, depending on the protocol and what you want to do. But you don't have to need to worry because on your Mac or laptop or whatever, you can connect to the network and have access to all the sources that are available without worrying about that. So I think it's really the future. That's where it's going.
Yeah.
And so the IP, I think it will go there, and there will be the protocol that is now final, the SMPTE 2110. I think it's going to be quite a standard
and it's
as
really
well.
it's really not an either-or proposition.
Exactly.
It's both. I
Yeah.
mean, it's using 2110 for certain types of projects and NDI for certain types of projects, and a mix of both.
Exactly.
So you kind of have to think of it a little differently than the old style, isn't that right?
Exactly. It's not and that's the good thing also that in NDI you did is the Interbar. I don't know how to say that, but you understood the idea that you can mix the two, and you're not blocked into one specific workflow. And yeah, you can really mix the different things, and it's more. That's a good thing. It will be to the user what he needs to do. He will think, okay, I've got, before it was just, okay, I have SDI, that's how I will transmit signal. Now he has SDI, NDI, SMPT, and depending on what he needs to do, he'll think, okay, I can do that with this one. So I think it's really the beauty of it. Yeah.
Very good. So how would we find more information about Softtron?
Well, you can go on our website, it's softron.tv, and you can find a lot of information there about our products. You can download demo versions, because as I said, also for the ease of use, but also you can download and make sure that it works from our website. So that's how we do
Softron.tv.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and you're also exhibiting here, of course.
Yes, we're exhibiting in the South Hall. I don't remember the number exactly, but it's South Hall back there.
Okay, very good. In the same hall as NewTek.
Yes.
Very good.
Exactly.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Rex.
And make sure if you're coming to NAB, stop by Softtron after you come by the NewTek booth and the NDI Pavilion. Stop by Softtron and check out what they're doing. And go to softron.tv and download some free demo applications. Well, stick around. We'll have more coming up after a short break.